Western India, April 28, 1819. While hunting tigers just outside the village of Ajanta, British officer John Smith discovers 29 elaborate cave temples carved into the side of a rocky cliff overlooking the Wagora River. Believed to have been constructed in 200 BC, the cave's architecture and artwork reveal new insights into the origins of India's mysterious sacred past.
Ajanta is unique in the sense that these are the most ancient Buddhist caves of India. Here they started the work from 200 BC, and this work continued till the end of 6th century AD.
After 7th century AD, Buddhism started declining all over India, and all these caves were abandoned. Nobody was living here, and so in course of time a dense forest was grown up here, and all these caves were covered under vegetation.
As you walk into the Ajanta caves, you see all kinds of temples carved out of solid rock, niches and alcoves, even statues, but it's all been carved out of one giant block of rock.
Visited yearly by thousands of Buddhist worshippers, the caves are considered sacred even to this day. Built as holy shrines and temples by devoted monks, they contain numerous places of worship, complete with paintings and sculptures depicting the life and times of the Supreme Buddha, often referred to as the Enlightened One.
There are many different sculpted subjects at Ajanta. Many of the sculptures are of the Buddha. In addition to those sculptures, there are various depictions of other mythological beings. These are called jatakas. These jatakas show these previous lives, and these lives could be related to, say, the Buddha being born as an animal, being born as a deity, or being born as a human.
Even today, modern engineers are baffled as to how the caves could have been cut from the 70-foot-high granite cliffs more than 2,000 years ago.
These caves were created through the removal of stone, literally tunneling into the surface of the rock. Rock was removed, it was chiseled away, taken out, and any interior space that you see at the caves today were created through this removal of stone. Any architectural details that one finds at the site, any sculptures, they're actually carved from the same piece of stone, which is the mountainside itself.
According to researchers, the Ajanta complex is significant because of the deliberate positioning of the caves around the cliffs, an arrangement that reveals an unusually advanced understanding of celestial activity.
The caves are carved into this horseshoe bend and are oriented in various directions. Some are oriented towards the west, others to the south, and some are oriented to the east so that they are oriented towards the rising sun. It does seem to be the case that ancient peoples in India were very much interested in the universe and the relationship of heavenly bodies.
Evidence of the cave sculptor's precise knowledge of celestial movements can be found in two particular caves. Each contains large stupas, or dome-shaped structures featuring Siddhartha Gautama, the Supreme Buddha and spiritual teacher who founded Buddhism.
Cave 19 is oriented towards the winter solstice, and what this means is that on the day of the winter solstice, the morning sunlight would filter through this large window on the facade, and the sunlight itself would illuminate the stupa. This is also true of Cave 26 at Ajanta. is oriented towards the summer solstice. And so on the day of the summer solstice, that light would filter and strike the stupa within it.
Now this would have been very difficult to do itself because you're cutting solid rock from inside of a cave. So you would need some pretty high-tech gear in order to tunnel and build and chip away inside of solid rock in order to really be perfectly oriented to the solstice.
Might the Ajanta caves have been constructed with the aid of advanced alien technology, as ancient astronaut theorists believe? If so, might they also have been considered sacred by the locals because of their connection to early extraterrestrial visitors?
Many ancient astronaut theorists look at the stupa and say it's a symbolic reference for the power of flight. Many times it's symbolically shown with a young Buddha placed in there, and it almost looks like he could be manipulating some type of controls within the stupa. The stupas were always used as a way for Buddha to ascend or descend into the heavens. And so we do see stupas in this artwork, very possibly saying that the Buddha was going into space.
There was an obsession of ancient human beings to depict things that they saw. And I think they did it with carvings on caves and depictions and sculptures and monuments, because that's what they saw. They were duplicating what they saw. But what they depict are very strange things.
They depict gods and half animal, half god type figures. So you have here what seems to be some kind of special subterranean temple that's built for extraterrestrials or some kind of space gods.
What were the Buddhist monks seeing? Could the Buddhist monks have been helped by some kind of an extraterrestrial presence?
The ancient astronaut theory suggests that if we find paintings or carvings of half man, half animals, that means that those creatures at one point really existed because they were genetically created by extraterrestrials.